Hey everyone, it's that guy over there. I bring you game 2 of the 1500 CCYDNE tournament. It's game 2 versus Wood Elves. This is Bali from our group. Um, and this game is interesting. It's very, very interesting. I think that he brought the type of list that I would bring if I was playing Wood Elves. It in a lot of ways it's similar to my list in that it's got a couple things that are scary in close combat. It's got, obviously his shooting is a little bit better, whereas my magic I think is a little bit better, just because I have that flexibility with high magic. But um, what ends up happening is we're gonna close with each other. Um, my wife's playing Mortal Kombat in the background. That's what those noises are. Anyways, we're gonna close with each other, and once we get into that critical last 10 inches or so, we instead of just charging straight into each other, we're moving in and out, and moving between each other's formations. It's an interesting game. I think you guys will enjoy it. So, without further ado, the battlefield. So, again, a lot of established. So the predicament Wood Elf players are in right now is that if you're an established Wood Elf player, you might have one forest. If you are an new Wood Elf player, then you don't have any forests. So he brought that item that gives you D3 forests. So he had to use, because all the terrain's woods went onto the tables, he had to use, he had to put pieces of paper out. So anyway, those 3 pieces of paper are forests. But when you start looking at it, you're like, holy crap, the whole table's forest. Yeah, there was a woods on the table already, and then he gets one, and he put back on his deployment zone, because I think you have to. But they're all poison, they're all bad, they're dangerous terrain test. So my whole my whole deployment zone is dangerous terrain, because that crater we're calling dangerous terrain also. So it's like the world is dangerous terrain. So I wasn't looking forward to that. We'll see how much of an effect it plays. So here's what deployment looks like. As you can see, he's got his I put my rippers way out on the right this time, but he's got a tree man, 10 rangers. There's a BSB with the Hail of Doom arrow in there, 10 Glade Guard with his level 4 general, 10 Glade Guard, 6 Wild Riders, and 6 Glade Riders. So anyway, all of his vanguarding stuff's on the same side as my Ripperdactyl. So if he gets the wind to go first, he's probably going to push forward, and then I'll have to think of something else. But if I get to go first, I'm going to try to shoot up forward so he can't vanguard at me and get blocked up in his deployment zone, and then I'm going to fly over and get behind him. So that tree man, by the way, keep your eye out on it, because it's beautiful. I'm not sure if he painted that, or I didn't even ask him, because we were moving through the games in this tournament. But it's beautiful. Anyway, so he's kind of readjusting a little bit. He's putting his BSB in. I'm just taking pictures as he's kind of setting his last few guys out. That's his BSB there. I don't know if you can see the tree man. But yeah, so after vanguards, this is after my movement phase. He vanguards forward. He gets to go first, so I have to move over. So I fly over in front of my lines, and I say, okay, well, I can't go that way, but I'm going to go this way. And if he turns all of his cavalry to face my main lines, either I'm going to charge into his archers, or I'm going to fly behind those guys. The skinks, the only casualty that I'm seeing is one of the skinks died. So I think I lucked out with dangerous terrain checks. But we're saying that the crater isn't it's only for cavalry that's dangerous, but my cold ones both pass. And the slang gets to reroll his dangerous terrain test because of his little flying chair. So magic, I think I fail it. I don't get any. No, maybe I get a couple spells off. I might have had a wound healed with apotheosis or something, but I start swapping into life. By the end of the game, I'm going to have Awakening of the Wood, Flesh to Stone, and Throne of Vines. So I won't mention that again, but at some point I'm going to swap into those. So this is his turn 1. He's measuring a charge distance to see if he can charge with his Glade Guard. So he does. I can't remember if that's the Glade Guard, though. I think it's the Glade Guard. But I just flee from that. As you can see here. So I flee. Yep. So, and then he pushes forward with his guys. As you'll see here, because that BSB with the Hail of Doom arrow was in the combat unit, and maybe that would have made more sense to put in the other Glade Guard unit, because he really didn't have any close combat abilities, and when we go back and measure it out later, it turns out that he has marched to do this, so he's not able to fire his Hail of Doom arrows because he's marched. But as you can see, the Wild Riders are right here on my flank, so that's a problem. The Tree Man's coming around, so I'm surrounded by angry Wood Elves, as you can see. I don't know what the second picture is here. If you see that this unit right here moving around, it's because it keeps sliding down that hill, which is funny to me. But I think this is me saying that the Hail of Doom arrows isn't working because he marched, and he shoots down one Ripper and puts a wound on another one. So I think I got off pretty lucky for shooting, only losing one model. So now the trees have killed more, by the way, than the arrows have at this point. Oh wait, I think I see a... Maybe it's Ty, because I think I see a skink missing, but... overall, I feel very lucky with this. So in my turn, I go ahead, I throw the Ripperdactyls into his general's unit, and I'm trying to obviously pick off the general because he's his level 4. I charge out the 2 characters and take a wound on the way in on one of them, and then my Stegodon goes into the unit of Wild Riders, which... After the last game, I'm kind of nervous, but I think I should blow through those guys. I don't know. But the Stegodons have kind of let me down. Yeah, so that's what my charges look like. My movement, I move forward. The Skinks are going to go ahead and try to shoot the Tree Man, and hopefully he'll charge into them, and then I'll be able to whack him down with the Croc Score. For magic, I cast Walk Between Worlds and chaff up the Wild Riders, which is nice. And I think that's when I get it. I think I get an Apotheosis off to heal the that Saurus character, and this is when I start swapping it into the lower life, and yeah. So you can see the wound counter's gone. And after this combat with the Rangers, yeah, so I blow through them. The battle standard breaks and runs, because I did challenge. He declined, and then I just killed enough to break through. The Wild Rider, because I caused fear, the Rangers get an extra attack against me, and so they're able to actually kill off the other one. The guy with the 1+ rerollable armor save, though, he's okay, so he keeps on going. My opponent was kind of laughing because I rolled double ones and I got to reroll and then passed them both. So, yeah, it was fortunate for me. You see the Ripper combat has already been fought, and the general, I'm able to pick him off with my Rippers. I lose one, but between the charge and everything, I think it's either a tie or a win by 1, and he holds, which is good. A magic missile is able to kill off some of these, the other unit of Glade Guard. I think I cast Soul Quench on him, and that was another spell I dropped. Maybe I didn't forget it. I wanted to keep Soul Quench, but the other ones I think I was forgetting to drop for life. And if you didn't see earlier, I got 2 wounds on the Stegodon. So this is what the turn looks like. The Stegodon, I don't think he killed any of the Wild Riders, actually. I kind of glazed over it, but I took 2 wounds. I charged. I think I did kill 1, and then it was a tie. And I was like, what the heck? So, anyway, so on to his turn. He moves his Glade Riders up to shoot at my Slan. He takes a wound off between him and the Tree Man. The Tree Man moves over to shoot also because he's got the Strangle Root. And that those wild riders get into my skink skirmishers. So that's the end of them. He charges also into the flank of the Ripperdactyl just to get more combat res. He does 2 wounds to my, because they have armor piercing, so there's strength 4 with armor piercing, so it makes him a 5+ armor save, 6+ ward, and I'm failing him. So anyway, he's got 1 wound left. He's able to kill off the Ripperdactyl and reforms, but obviously that'll be an easy charge for my character. Yep, that's just a picture of how it looks, and kills the skinks and overruns. So this is my turn. I should preface this with a little bit, obviously, before I showed it, but I reformed with the skinks, and then I moved the slan into the unit. I'm not sure how, I don't want to say legal this is, but I think my slan moved more than 8 inches. And I don't know if it's like because he moved kind of right below that tree man into the unit, and then he has to go to one of the far sides because of his base size. And I don't know if that means he can move 8 inches to the unit, then he's just in the unit and can go anywhere, or if because I think I was within 8 inches straight line distance as the crow flies, but because I had to do kind of an L motion, I don't know. If anybody has any comments on that, I'd like to hear them, because you know, when you reform, you can't move twice your move distance, but when you get teleported across the unit because your base doesn't fit in there, I don't know what happens. Anyway, that's how we play it. And if I messed up, my apologies to my opponent. I was trying to get him within 12 inches of both the character and the Stegodon, because I've got enough life spells that hopefully I can heal them up, because they're both on their last wound. So I go ahead and start casting some spells. Here's another picture. As you can see, I'm starting to heal. I heal up the character first, then I start working on the slan, or not the slan, the Stegodon. Shooting, we rule that if you're within the firing arc of the model, you get to shoot. And I'm not sure or if the whole rank gets to shoot, because the tree man's in his front arc. I don't know who gets to shoot. When we looked in the rule book, it said that if you're within the model's firing arc, then, and as long as he can see you, and since the models on the left side, their firing arc isn't including the tree man, they didn't shoot. Probably didn't matter at all, but I'm not sure how that works out. It does say that in the rule book, though, so we did look it up, and I guess they have their own little sector of fire, but until somebody corrects me, that's how I'm going to play it. Yep. So we're going to go on to Wood Elf turn 3. He's going to charge the tree man in the back of the Stegodon. I'm in combat up there. I only kill a couple, but we're still hanging out. I must have cast Awakening of the Wood or something and killed off half the unit up top of Glare Riders. And then his Wild Riders move around here. Awakening of the Wood is so good against Wood Elves, because they're always in the woods, and you can just blow them up. Especially with Throne of Vines up, their strength 6 hits. It's nice. So, but the tree man in the rear of my Stegodon definitely is not nice. He is stubborn, but it's just a matter of time for him. We end up turning around the tree man. I think this is going to be the best picture of the tree man that we're going to get from this game, even though it's not a very good one, but it is a beautiful model. I mean, the blending and everything on his sword, and his face is glowing. It's really cool, but not cool for my Stegodon right now. Yep, so that's the combat up top. He's still holding strong. He's moved around to my flank now with those Glade Riders. Just trying to pick off. And yeah, so this is the beginning of my turn. As you can see, the tree man didn't do any wounds to my Stegodon. I'm not sure how that worked, but he did wounds, and I saved him with my armor save, I guess, and the ward save, and it just didn't work out. And I was able to actually kill a couple. I'm actually getting this this guy down, the Wild Riders anyway. So because I thought my opponent, fortunately, he must play Lizardmen because he's like, oh, it's only for impact hits that the D3 wounds from sharpened horns work. And I thought it was all the attacks, so I was glad he pointed that out. So after that, I just did all my attacks on the Wild Riders. So, but as you can see, I reform to face these Wild Riders, and I'm kind of gambling, but I assume I'm going to take them out because Awakening of the Wood and Soul Quench, yeah, gets them all. In close combat, my Cold One breaks and runs down those characters. Oh, I'm sorry, no, they get away, and they're right on the board edge there. And the Tree Man kills the... Oh, see, I skipped a turn here again. See that? Their turn 4, those Glade Riders are just kind of hanging out behind me, picking off skinks. All the archers reform to face my Cold One. The ones that were fleeing rally, and I end up charging them again to chase them off the table. But they're just trying to shoot my Cold One, at least do a wound or two to kill him. And then he's able to wear down my Stegodon and kill him. So the models he has left on the board right now are 3 Glade Riders, that Wild Rider, the 4 archers because my Cold One has chased the other unit off the table, and that Tree Man. And so if I really want to secure the win, I got to kill that Tree Man, honestly. So, yep. On my turn 5, I just start. Yeah, this land's out of his charge arc, and I'm kind of hoping that he'll charge into the skink unit, but because those croc scores will do a laydown on him. But I have 5 wounds on him between soul quenches, awakening of the wood, all kinds of stuff, and he's got 5 wounds. And this one actually has 6 wounds, so I just need 1 more, and I'll put him down. So. This is the Forgotten Combat up top. My Cold One comes back on the table to charge these guys. It's too close. He's just going to dance around him, but I should have moved him a little farther back. So this is Wood Elf turn 5. He puts the Glade Guard in front, so between the Slan blocking them and the Glade Guard, I'm not going to get to the Tree Man in a charge. So I just have to reform, move forward, and hope my javelins can kill him and my magic. And I do it. I managed to sneak that last wound through. The Tree Man collapses, and that's the end of the game. So he's got those 3 Glade Guard there, Glade Riders, and the 4 Glade Guard. And then I have this land, one of my Riders, and my Skink Croc Score unit, who has yet to die this tournament, actually. They haven't died yet. Alright, so into game. Ends up being 1153 to 540 for the Rippers and 1 unit of, or one of my Cold One Riders. So if you total up my points so far, I've got 2,373, which is pretty good in a 1,500 point tournament. Here were the 3 spells I got: Awakening, Flesh Stone Throne. So 3 seems to be the number of spells you get, at least with my build, which is only Lore Master of High. There's no other upgrades, so 3 is what I'm getting consistently in the games. High Magic, again, it switching to life. This is probably what I should have done against the Dwarves, but that really helped me out. Being able to cast spells and heal my guys up, and it Awakening of the Wood and having more magic missiles, it helped. That's what you need against Wood Elves. Wood Elves seem to go for the MSU style, which is okay for us because we never did do the big block combats. Well, you could do. That's not how I played. But if you do magic missiles, I think you can wear them down faster than they can wear you down, especially if you switch to life like I did. The Ripperdactyls, still dangerous, still a distraction. They triggered all the Vanguard moves on the right flank. I was able to sneak around the left, and then they actually picked off a level 4 character, his general. So definitely dangerous. That's why they're such a distraction. And in this game, that Stegodon really stayed in combat. And what I'm starting to figure out is if you stack saves, even if it's a 6+ ward save, you're basically giving yourself 2 chances to roll a 6. You know, obviously your armor save is a little bit better, but imagine if you had 2 dice to roll a 6+. It's not unheard of for it to happen. So that's really what's going to help you out for keeping your guys alive. And so the Engine of the Gods made a lot of his 6+ ward saves, which turned this game around for me. And if you work the math, if you have, and I'm not a statistician, but if you have 2 chances at a 6, so 1 out of 6 times, but you get 2 chances of that, and it's this or this is a 1, or as you add together, so it's a 2 out of 6 chance, so a 1/3 chance. It doesn't sound right to me, but I remember that's what I learned in math class. So anyway, this video is long enough, but that 6+ ward save projected to everybody around is making me think that if you're going to take an Engine of the Gods, that 6+ ward save, plus he reduces your casting by 1, or the casting cost by 1 for whatever lore you're swapping into, is nice. It's not, maybe not worth taking them just solely based on that, but it's nice. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. There's one more game after this, and then I'll do an end of tournament roll up and announcement type video. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.